Welcome everyone, I'm Justin Bizzaro. I'm the President and Chief Revenue Officer of Food Service Partners. Here in Milledgeville of Food Service Partners of Georgia, we house Better with Bacon Fat, Grown Strong, Food Service Partners, and Primal Rock. So come along guys, we're going to do a tour, we're going to see the building. Here's our employee cafeteria. You can see here that it's where we do the feeding, obviously. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all of our employees. It also, on weekends and nights, serves as a venue for the community. So this does get turned into a venue. Weekend here now, so it has been cleaned up, but we use this space for that as well. Bathrooms, you can see audio. The whole building does have cameras, and we do obviously film stuff here. Offices. Cafeteria line, it does have hot food, 2 steam tables. So when we do events or we do feeding employees, we have the capabilities there. So, podcast studio. Don't need to say much more than that. That's what's in there. That's where all the magic happens. Okay, hustle and grinders. This is where we do the other things. So this has held other events such as weddings, baby showers, and stuff as well. This will be turned into a public cafeteria and more than just an event hall over the next few days. So you can see in the background sort of the chicken chariot that will be available to the public. I'm sure there's some photos and stuff available somewhere. So we'll go this way as we're talking about servicing clients. So here is where all the other real food magic happens. This is where our R&D Kitchen, this is where our chef work with our clients or consumers, if we have a consumer complaint, to make something better or create a good product. We do everything in here from ramen to broths to soups, salads, sandwiches, meals, across pretty much all proteins, vegetables, you name it, cuisines. We do sous vide cooking, all you name, barbecue. And so we'll show you some of that as well. So this is where the magic starts. And you can see here that we have plenty of capabilities. The equipment is plug and play. So we do move equipment in and out of this space depending on what client needs R&D done. Follow me. So we'll start where all the food starts. All the lights are going to go off. It's going to get pretty cool. Inbound, things come in here. They get checked in on the dock. They then get separated out, and then they get categorized in here. You can see it's a work in progress. The shelving and stuff is slowly coming in, and we are stacking things. It just takes time. But client comes in, new client, we bring their samples or whatever into here. If it's a dry good, any client's goods that come in to be produced, they get put into here first and checked in, categorized, marked with allergens. As we can see here, we use the allergen code, and you can see that the allergens, as we walk over here, things that have allergens, so we try to make sure everything's quarantined. It's coded if it's opened. If it starts to get old, it's separated, so we start to talk to a client about it or figure out how to absorb it into lunch, as we saw in the cafeteria. So everything is organized. It is first in, first out. It is all according to food code for USDA as well as SQF. So the entire building is USDA and SQF. Work in progress cooler. This is where the staging happened. You can see here, still categorized by label, and then categorized by what type of product is in here. Acidified foods. You have Ramen Hero, So whatever, it depends on what's being done that day, what's being hung in here. So all of it's laminated, obviously, for food safety, but they switch in and out depending on the staging. So this, what's going into production on Monday, obviously. Inbound freezer. You can see it's freaking cold in here. It's very cold in here, obviously. This is inbound or work in progress, meaning things that are here to go into production. The volume's gone up, so it's still being organized slowly from all the peaches, but it is inbound and it is a work in progress. So this is the inbound dock, obviously, and outbound dock, depending on how it is. There's 7 dock doors, obviously 4 inbound, 3 outbound down there. Everything comes in, it gets pulled out of its box, out of its pallet if the pallet's damaged or we feel the pallet needs to be done. Everything eventually goes on plastic pallets as soon as they come in. Over there is outbound, we'll walk through that side, but right now we'll walk through the rest of the inbound side. Obviously, all refrigerated in here. It's all temperature controlled throughout the building, so we don't let product go out of temperature. Even the dry storage we saw does not go above 70 degrees, so it holds about 66 to 68 degrees around there for humidity purposes here in Georgia as well. So we'll walk through all the coolers. We're going to backtrack a little bit, but you can see here there's direct entry into all the coolers. So all the coolers that are inbound, everything can be broken down, checked in, inspected here or rejected, and then it goes into its proper coolers. We're just going to walk through it in a different way so we don't have to come out to the dock. Thawing. So in here is all raw meat. In decanting, everything's pulled out of a box. It's thawed here and gets ready for the cooking process. This is the USDA room. So this is meat. This has been prepared or cooked or marinated for cooking. It's no longer in a raw state. This is marinating. We do all of our beef jerky marination in here as well. You can see here, this is a slicing machine. This does all of our slicing of meat for beef jerky, etc., into thin slices, anything that needs thin. It's done right here before it's marinated. We also do all whole proteins, anything vacuum marinated in machines like this. This one, they're all on rollers, as you can see. So every room, mostly in this building, is plug and play. So after it goes out of the USDA or out of the marinating room, it gets brought into here. And this room serves 2 functions. Either it's staging into cooking, and then it's cleaned, and then it comes in and finished items are sliced, diced, chopped in here if need be. But there is a cycle and it is switched in between. All right, we can see here, giant hood. This is hot food area. We'll walk through here real quick and then I'll make my way around. This is all hot food equipment that's been cleaned and ready to go back into service every day. So you can see we thoroughly clean it, it's thoroughly organized, and we try to keep track of all the parts and everything by piece of equipment, by cart. So everything's very staged. So we'll sort of walk through a process here. We'll talk about the pieces of equipment and we'll go from there. So 40-gallon acidified foods kettle. This does all of our barbecue sauces, all of our jams, jellies, stuff like that go into that sort of acidified foods category. Ketchups, mustards, mayonnaises, things like that, hot and cold. Okay, this is hot and cold. It's pumped through these machines. It's not set up right now, but that is for acidified foods. Okay, this machine can do other things for us, but right now it's 40 gallons, acidified foods, batches. Okay, we do batches in 100 gallons because this machine is a Tux 100-gallon kettle. It also works with acidified foods over here. But as that machine can do, this machine can do, it can work with the other kettles in our line and do other things. Generally, these two right now do most of our barbecue sauces and things of acidified food. So 140 gallons, and these can rotate numerous times. So with both these kettles, we can do 5 to 6 rotations a day in barbecue sauce if they vary. If it's all one sauce, we can do about 10 in a day. 8-hour shift, including USDA hours if we needed to. The 100-gallon Tux kettle. 200-gallon Tux kettle. This is pastas, soups, sauces, proteins with meat. We do our bone broths in here. We do salad dressings, soups, like I said, rices, pastas, anything that can be pumped. Again, 200-gallon, 100-gallon, 40-gallon, 300-gallon. It's a 300-gallon kettle. This does massive quantity. So our batches do jump from 100 gallons to 200 gallons based on batch size. We do have a 150-gallon that can push almost 200 gallons in it. But it is best with about 150 to 175 gallons in it. But it can do about 200 gallons, pushing it to the very top depending on what's in there and how much overage it is. So we have the 4 kettles here. So you have 100, 200, 600, 750-ish, 800 gallons at any given moment. That all can be pumped. It all can be also put here, pumped, agitated, or multiple things from multiple kettles can come into here to be emulsified or mixed before it is pumped into a Black Forest bagger. We have a Tux bagger as well. The Tux bagger, we feel comfortable about half gallon and bigger. The Black Forest bagger, we do everything from 8 ounces or more. Okay, so we can do 8 ounces, we can do up to a gallon. Some of the machines, if we get different parts, we can do up to 2-gallon bags. So once it goes through the Black Forest, for example, it's pumped through lines. These are pumps. You can see them throughout the building. They get pumped. Or our queso, we do quesos, salsas, things like that. They get pumped. We have cupping machines. We do cupping for the soup. We'll go over and look at that. But if it's in a bag, you can see here that there's a bag of plastic coming out. It forms around whatever size we need. The bag then goes in here into a chill tank, and the temperature is dropped rapidly to meet all food code and ensure longer shelf life. So you can see here we have a cupping machine that we use for soups, quesos, salsas, things like that. We do actually have 2 of them. This is the one that's just here for queso this week. Tux bagger, this is what we use for a backup. Like I said, it does best half gallons or more, but it does go down to 20 ounces to 24 ounces. But the Bison is better built for anything 8 ounces or more. This is our spice mix room. Again, work in progress, but everything coming in. This does our all of the mixes for beef jerky or the marinating or the spice mixes before it goes into the other room. We saw where it is, in fact, marinated with the meats. It is not mixed in there. All dry goods are mixed in here, and then they go into production. So anything that's opened or has been used that doesn't have a place, or that will be used in the production of our jerkies, or our marinations, or mixes for even vegetables. It is done in here, including acidified foods. So it does come from there into here. And this is the beef jerky oven, or the jerky oven in general. It also cooks proteins, it also smokes, and it also cooks proteins, whole proteins, like an oven would anything else. For beef jerky, it can do up to 800 pounds in a sitting, we found. That's what works best. For raw proteins, we're getting about 1,200 pounds of the whole meat slow cooking. For the jerky, you can do 800 pounds in anywhere from an hour or a half hour to 2 hours. And for proteins, cooking them, depending on the protein, such as chicken, you can do it in about a half hour. So still faster in the rationales, which we'll go look at, but this is an alternative thing, and we do use it for slow cooking, smoking, but mainly for our jerkies and products that we do, such as that. Our rationale ovens, they are combi ovens. They are self-cleaning. As you can see that one, when it says it's not in use, it is being cleaned. There are 4 of them. We have the capability for 10 of them across this line. Cook with steam, various things, fry-like technology. You can cook pizzas in there. They pretty much use any combination of cooking to protect the moisture and integrity of your products, particularly your proteins. You can see here, they have various different functions. You can see how much moisture do you want, what is the temperature you want to cook, what are some of the things you want to do. Here are pre-done recipes that we have in here. High acid preserves, boiling dumplings, potatoes, just to name a few, rice, pan fry. How do you want it to look? Do you want it to be boiled, steamed? You want it to look like it was in the oven specifically. Here, freezer, spiral freezer setup, should we choose to do that. It also has the ability to be a blast freezer or another blast chiller. Here we have 2 blast chillers. Side by side, you can sort of look in here to see the size. Dairy. Mostly in here right now is the stuff we do for queso. Would be a majority of the product in here right now, but this is a dairy cooler. All these things will be moving to racks as racks come in and off of the wood and out of the cardboard. So as we see this room, you will see improvements in this room, but it is a work in progress. So, as everyone knows, delays in infrastructure and systems. But that's a label room. It's obviously locked and I can't get in there, not even me, because the labels are protected so they're not misused or no one steals them, or a USDA or FDA number or someone's labels are misused or stolen on a product that's not there. So this is that room. I do not have access to it. You can see here, this room is also a locked room. It is the old labels that are here to be destroyed. So these are no longer in use. And they are here to be destroyed. So they were wrong in some way or came in wrong. So eventually this will be the chemical room, since we moved all the labels to the other room because this room was too small. So these are what are left to be destroyed. Cool. Let's go this way. This is vegetable and meat processing. Again, it can be cleaned between shifts, plug and play. But this machine right here, it slices, dices, chops, all meats, vegetables, things like that, different blades, different sizes. So it works. You can see there's prep tables. It goes in, it does it. This is a washing after chopping. So it's an additional wash step in case the blade accidentally brings anything through as it's cutting. We wash it all again here, especially if it's a fruit and vegetable. If it's a finished protein, we do not wash it again, it gets bagged. But if it's a vegetable and it's still raw, it gets washed here and processed here again. This is a potato peeler. So we have different items, different washes. Over here, we'll go this way. Things go in, this is where all of our scaling's done, our weighing that's done. If it gets chopped, diced over there, it gets in here and processed. Sometimes it's a vegetable and prepped before it goes into cold. If it's a protein and needs to be packaged, it goes in here. This is a multi-vac machine. Over there is a Bison machine. Two different companies, two different machines that basically do the same thing, and that's form fill packing, vacuum packing. So we can also do nitrogen packaging in there, which is a nitrogen flush to remove the oxygen. So both machines do your packs. They can be small, they can be big. We do up to 5-pound or 8-pound bags, as well as all the way down to 4-ounce to 2-ounce packages. Okay, we also have a sachet machine that does little 1-ounce packs for sauces and acidified foods. We do sealing in here, we do boxing for our jerkies, for anything that goes into a kit, all of that's done in this room. Vegetable washing, you can see there's 4 different lines here across the room for all different types of fruits and vegetables, whether it's leafy greens, whether it's citrus and apples, whether it's carrots, potatoes, root vegetables such as beets, onions. We pretty much can do most fruits and vegetables that are available in Georgia in this room. We wash it, we do a hibiscus, various things that most people don't take on. We have the ability to take it on and customize a solution for individuals who don't need mass production. We do it for ourselves and into our meals for our clients, but we do it on a very specific scale that's customized to the client. Let's go this way. This is boxing and the nitrogen tunnel. So this is a nitrogen tunnel here. That's anything that needs to be individually quick frozen. IQF is done in here. We also do all of our boxing and boxing labeling in here. So massive room, usually it's full of staff boxing, but today it is empty, so we could do a tour and see it since there's no production today. This room is turned into, you can see, it is a work in progress. It will be finished here over the next 3 weeks as we do the floors, but we have grown, and so this will be our lovely state of Georgia pecan processing room. So because of the need for pecans and being in the state of Georgia, we have grown, and this is now being transitioned into a pecan processing room. So pretty cool. This is our dried acidified foods holding, or any inbound dry good that may have to go into a hold for some reason. Verification of sourcing, verification of testing. It goes into this room. Mostly that's in here is acidified foods, but you can see some items have come in from foreign countries that we're having to identify issues on. So when that happens, they get put into a holding pattern. This is that hold. Okay, these are outbound warehouse. This is where we do all the fulfillment. Work in progress. This is all of our outbound warehouse. This is all of Our food service partner subsidiary, Grown Strong, handles all this. This is all of our clients. We do fulfillment from here for clients we don't produce. Anything we do produce ends up on this side of the building for fulfillment. This is just dry goods. It's being reorganized as we bring in more clients and their boxes, etc. You can see how big that space is and the boxes that are being prepared for fulfillment for Monday. This is Refrigerated Outbound. You can see there's plenty of space in here. Right now, this is mostly production for outbound fulfillment. So while we're not producing, the fulfillment for the freezer is so large, we do fulfillment for our freezer goods. However, this is storage for refrigeration eventually. And then we will move this into another part of the building. Freezer, you can see we have more than enough capability here. We can store tens of thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands, once all the racking's up, as we started to put in here, as you can see. I'll let you walk around. But you can see here we are organizing as business is growing. Thanks for joining us for a tour today. Thank you guys, I appreciate your time. Ask us any questions. Go online at www.fsp98.com. You can find us there. Ask us any questions. Come in for a visit. You want to find us, we're at 133 Shop Road in Milledgeville, Georgia. Again, our doors are always open. We're here for a tour, and we're open for the community as well. So you're interested in a job, you're interested in a tour, you're interested in what the future might have for you if you're a talented individual in the cooking world, come visit us, come in for a real tour. This was only a little bit of a tip of the iceberg of what we can do, but please join us, please come see us, and come see what our true capabilities are.